Am I the asshole for not letting my 5-year-old neighbor hold my pet hedgehog?
What a silly thing.
I just love this so much. By user Coronco Stories. Backstory, he writes, I own a pet hedgehog named Loki. That's just so damn adorable. He needed to have an eye surgically removed recently and has finally recovered, but needless to say has been through a lot of stress, surgery, anesthetics, vet visits. My vet posted his story to Facebook because she was proud of saving his life. The post got a lot of traction within our community. Our neighbors, who I'm not close with, saw the post as well and showed the pictures of Loki to their 5-year-old son. Today, Papa, the father, rang the doorbell and asked about Loki. It was kind of them to check up on him, and I told him he was doing well, to which he asked if his son could see him.
Oh, boy.
I'm aware of how exciting Loki must be to a kid, so I agreed. Asked him to come back later in the evening since Loki is nocturnal. Wow, we learned a little about hedgehogs. They're nocturnal.
Fun fact.
I avoid waking him up during the daytime. This was around 2 p.m. In Loki time, that's like being shaken awake at 2 a.m. He agreed and came back around 4:30 p.m. with their son. He was really excited about seeing my hedgehog, so I let them in and brushed over the fact that they ignored my request to come in the evening. Loki wouldn't be happy about me waking him up this early, but it would be fine. Plus, I don't know the kid's schedule, so maybe anything later wouldn't have worked. He's a busy fucking kid, for all this guy knows. I let everyone in my room and gently lifted the fleece blanket off my grumpy hedgie.
What a fun sentence
I love that. That is a great sentence. After a while, he calmed down. The kid loses his shit. I mean, excited, squealing, jumping up and down. This startled Loki. God, it startled me. And he curled up into a hissing ball, to which I picked him up to calm him down. The parents then asked if their son can hold him. The son gets even more excited. Here's where I want to know if I was the asshole. Hedgehog spikes can hurt when they're defensive, and I wouldn't trust a kid that young not to drop him out of fright. I was polite but firm when I said no. The kid was upset but ultimately understood and thanked me gloomily for showing him my pet. Despite being unhappy about not being allowed to hold him, he took it very gracefully. Here's the thing. When we were at the door, the mom pulled me aside and told me that it was unnecessary of me to refuse her son's wish and that I made him upset. She still thanked me but shook her head as she left. Am I the asshole? Could I have handled it better?
I say definitely not the asshole.
Definitely not. This is an open and shut case.
He went above and beyond because he even specified he's not that close with the neighbors. But he was like, you know what? I'll throw him a bone. I'll let him into my home, my humble abode. And he shows him, and, I think that's fine. I think the mom was a little ridiculous. This little spaz kid, he sounds like he's a spaz.
I think this may fall under common courtesy, which we're going to talk a lot about in this episode. If your neighbor has a kid and you have a cute pet, it doesn't make you some kind of a hero. I think, the kid's going to be really excited to see a hedgehog or a snake or, whatever creature you have in your basement. You should show the kid. Come on.
The Sega Genesis. Let him play Sonic on Sega.
Right. Show the kid. That is within, I think that's within the realms of common courtesy. But you're right. He didn't have to. I think it would be a little bit asshole-ish to be like, no, I don't even know you. You can't say your kid be a fucking kid. Like, that's douchey. But that said, in this situation, I completely concur. And so does Postal Pat, the top comment. He says, NTA, it's your animal and you know him. Same goes for a dog. You always ask before you pet a dog. And if the owner says no, you don't pet the dog.
I hate when I ask an owner to pet the dog and then they think I'm trying to chat with them. I'm just here for the dog.
Hey, fuck you, sir. I just like your freaking retriever.
4 out of 4 would pet. Those paws are adorable.
I don't know that I agree with that principle. Maybe a little rude to pet the dog, but come on.
What if the dog bites you? Maybe the dog's not friendly.
Well, no, but yeah, you can't sue them. But what if the dog comes up to you and is clearly a good boy? You're going to be like, you don't need consent from the owner. Fuck you. It's a dog. He has his own consent and he's giving you consent by being fucking adorable.
He's wagging his tail. He's adorable.
Come on. He's asking for it, folks. Cancel the pod. Cancel me. Okay. No, I mean, look, I think that could be a ridiculous standard. Like if someone was walking around with a chihuahua.
Yeah.
And then somebody pets this little adorable loving chihuahua, which would be the exception to the rule because chihuahuas are kind of assholes.
I don't care for chihuahuas if I'm being honest.
That is extremely disrespectful to me. I have lost 3 chihuahuas due to rattlesnakes in Arizona. Please do not discuss this preference again, you asshole. No, I think if a person is walking around, what's a small dog you like?
I like a mid-sized dog.
Oh, a beagle. Fine. Is a beagle okay? Is that big enough for you?
I don't care for beagles necessarily.
Size queen.
How do you feel about Yorkies?
A Yorkie. They're walking around with a Yorkie, right? The Yorkie comes up to you. He's a damn good boy. And then you pet him. And then the owner's like, you really should ask before you pet.
I think they're fair, even though they have this obnoxious tone that you're doing. I think it's a reasonable request. It's their property. They own the dog.
Oh, so dogs are property now? I don't know. I mean, I know they technically are property, but there's a big gap between is technically something and is like...
It's not like you petted their sofa.
It has a soul. It has a little dog soul,
They go to heaven per Disney.
Per Diz. I mean, like, I would roll my eyes and be like, can I pet your Yorkie then?
So let's answer his question. He says, could I have handled it better? Do you think he could have handled it better?
No, honestly, what is he supposed to do? I mean, I guess he could have offered, like, the hedgehog, it maybe with some time if he comes back later, but then it's a whole thing for him. And that, I think, is extending beyond courtesy. You get one animal meat per child.
That's fair.
You don't have to create a schedule of animal meats. So, like, I think within the realm of what he was willing to do, he did it. I think he went as far as he could go.
Absolutely. I think the parents could have waited till at least 7 p.m. because that's 7 a.m. hedgehog time.
Yeah, not the asshole. I think this was responsible. I think this guy's a good pet owner. I got no gripes with him.
Not the asshole implies that the other person is the asshole.
No, I would say that the mom was being a bit of an asshole. Like, it was unnecessary. She told him it was unnecessary of her to refuse her son's wish. And it's like, well, no, it wasn't. It was exactly necessary. You don't know shit about hedgehogs, lady. And your son would have been hurt and the hedgehog would have been dropped. Like, it was completely necessary. And she was wrong about the facts and she was butthurt because her son was in a bad mood. And I guarantee you they're a white family. They're not used to being told no. But guess what? The answer is no. Yeah, I racialized it. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm with it. I also say, yeah, she's an asshole.